ще заспіваємо разом цю пісню в нашому місті, в нашому.
Kherson is the only regional center of our country that was seized by the occupiers almost at the beginning of the full-scale invasion. I have now arrived at the central square. By the way, I came here for good reason. I prepared to buy a coffee for the head of the military administration of Kherson region. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Alexander.
Anatoly. Nice to meet you. Can you please tell how Kherson is living now? Because the latest news is some gory stuff. We see that shelling is taking place almost daily. What's the situation in Kherson now?
Every day is challenging. Just to give you an example, yesterday, 24 people were injured, one person died, and it all starts all over again. First, a woman died in her own backyard. Then another woman was injured. Then 4 KABs hit the central part of Kherson. 21 injured, including 2 children, 2 and 4 years old. Then a missile arrival at the Kindaika bus stop. 2 boys, 16 years old each, were injured. Another drone strike arrival was in Berislav district.
It was all on the same day?
Yes, and today is no exception. There are 8 injured people so far. Artillery, drones, aircraft. Drones are dropping explosives on transport, on ambulances, on bus stops.
As far as I understand, in the case of artillery, air raid alerts can't save the day as it's all about seconds?
About 4 seconds, if we hear it.
We were told that riding a minibus is dangerous, as the occupiers see it as a target.
We're reading the enemy's telegram channels. They're hunting civilian transportation in general. For them, it's fun to hit a minibus. In September, we've got 24 people dead, 259 injured.
Do you hear that? Where's that coming from? What's that sound?
That's ours. About 17,500 shells fell here. In 1 month alone, 17,500. Out of those, 2,700 drone hits.
There's another very interesting figure that surprised me. 15 children were born in Kherson last month. So Khersonians are being born?
Yes.
How can you explain that?
In all fairness?
In all fairness.
It's painful for me to see children playing in the playgrounds. On the contrary, I encourage leaving with children. It's dangerous. Children need to learn, develop, and under constant stressful shelling, mental health changes.
Indeed, schools and kindergartens are not in operation. You're a father of 2 children too, aren't you? Your wife and children
Yes.
left, right? How often do you see them?
This is probably the most painful of all the questions. The kids are growing up, and you don't see them. We see each other about once or twice a month. This is the shelter, the very first shelter that appeared when I assumed my position. It was built about a year and a half ago. There are generators, electricity, and even toilets.
I have seen shelters in many cities, but these beds prove that air raid alerts here are frequent and lasting. Now, even by the shelters, you can tell how the city's living. So here we are at the central market.
The missile hit precisely the drugstore.
Right here by the bus stop?
Yes, there was a woman selling flowers here. Here you can see them. 6 people were killed instantaneously, and 6 more were injured.
And right away, we see that this place is being renovated as much as possible.
Yeah, they're closing it down. They're remodeling that awning right there.
So, it turns out that this market continues to function?
Yes.
How do you explain to yourself this reality we are living in now? What will happen next? When, I'm not saying if, when will we be able to return to the same Kherson, our beloved, warm and touristy?
When will that happen? When we push them back, at least to the Crimean border. Then Kherson will be safer. Crimea is ours and it should be free. I think that even after our return to the borders of 1991, we will still be worried because we have this neighbor next to us who will not give us peace, even if there is a pause in this war.
Thank you for finding time to walk around Kherson with us. One last question. What is Kherson like now?
It is sad now, with empty streets, no children's laughter. 90% of the buildings are damaged. But at the same time, the city has become more courageous. It is stronger and unbroken.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kherson is maimed and deserted. With its own security rules and constant sounds of missile arrivals, drones, and the work of our defenders, every Khersonian is holding on, smiling and believing in our victory. Kherson is amazing. So much to survive, so much to endure, and it's not giving up. Kherson is resilient against all odds, and I'll definitely come here again very soon.
Ми ще заспіваємо разом цю пісню у нашому місті, а з нею і очікувані добрі вісті у нашому місті.